So you mentioned that you typed the application for your teacher. What was that like?
It was actually really interesting. So it was a very formal looking legal book, and there were, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 pages of questions, and you had to actually type in the book. We didn't have computers then, so you actually used a typewriter. And the rule was that you couldn't make any mistakes. So, on a typewriter, you could backspace and it would actually correct it with correction tape. And in typing the book, if you made any mistakes, he would have to get a new copy of the book. So I spent several days after school working on this, and he had written his essays on paper, and then I transcribed them into the book, and it took weeks to get the application done, but we got it done with no mistakes, and sent it in, and it was just a very, very long process. So that was sometime in 1985, and obviously the mission was in 86, and basically it was just really exciting to know that I was a part of history as far as as far as that goes. And he was really excited to have been able to apply.
What did you know about Krista McAuliffe?
Before she was elected to go on the mission, absolutely nothing. But she was a teacher in Concord, New Hampshire. She seemed to be a very intriguing lady. They did a lot of coverage of her prior to the mission. She went through all sorts of training. I know she had a couple of kids, I believe. And so she was easily, you could easily relate to her. She was young. She was very passionate about being a teacher. Other than that, like I mentioned earlier, I loved the fact that she was from New England. So she taught in Concord, New Hampshire, I believe. And it was just a really, fun thing to know, or like she seemed like the type of person that you could really get along with. So on the day of the mission, you felt so happy for her that she was doing something that she was so passionate about. And then, obviously it didn't end well.
How has this mission impacted your life?
Well, certainly it's a memory I'll always have. It's part of history that, I won't forget. Like we discussed earlier, I think it makes you take a different approach whether it's a space mission or, anything like that, anything that is kind of new or outside the box. It makes you think about maybe the negative side as well as the positive side, where going into that mission, as I said, you never expected it to fail. You wanted to see her go and achieve, this goal of hers and this accomplishment. So I guess it just gives a kind of a bigger perspective on life. And obviously I was young. I was only, 17 at the time. So certainly something that I've carried with me going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.